I definitely have some... Oh, man, I forgot to clean that up. Oh, well. Definitely have some cleanup to do later. Probably after the stream is done, I'm going to have to do a little work on my bench. Make everything kind of look good. All right, we got the pen out there. And I definitely have some side work to do, mounting items, all that fun stuff. Okay, let's go from here. Put that guy away. So last night we had several roses all completed. This is number 1. We're going to trim the ends off these. I don't do that until we get the end of the day. There we are. What's up, North Carolina prospectors? What's up, Matt? How you doing? Thinking time. Good morning. Dragonfly Creation. Web Tire, what's up? All right, so this is rose number 1. We're just going to go through and do the trimming. This is the process where we finish up from last night. Just kind of make these little ends rounded out. All right. Just put them off to the side for the moment. I'll kind of show you what I'm dealing with here. We'll bring it up close. So what we end up having are these little jagged edges at the end where I cut the glass rods like that. And we need to eliminate that. Now, a lot of people use these little points on there. I don't like that. I'll show you exactly what some people do and kind of my method. Neither one's technically correct or wrong, but people pull them out like this. And they create these little points to them because they think that is more conducive to what a flower looks like. Oops. Like that. The little tiny pointy there. But I round it out. And I will explain why I choose it this method versus the pointy. First part of it is the pointy method is more susceptible to breaking by a long shot. That little tip can definitely break. What's up, Trixie? So now we have the nice rounded edge. And the round edge fits in anything that you want it to. Now let me bring this back out. We're going to zoom out. So if you look at the vase, oh, the wolf is covering it. If you look in the vase, you can't see the bottom of it anyway. So there's no point to making it pointy to look like a flower versus rounded for stability. Because it's basically sitting in a vase anyway. So we're going to bring this out, round it out. So we're working on last night's roses, just trimming up the bottoms, and then we'll get into some production today. I think I got a couple cool pieces to do. Park that off to the side. Make sure there's no cracks in here. Always doing a self-inspection on the items. Let me show you what we're looking at. We'll go to side view. There we go. So side view, we're checking for any cracks. There's the flower. Oops. There. So we got the color going. But one of the things I'm looking for is that spot right in there. So if there's a crack, it'll be right in that location. And that's the primary spot I'm looking for. But there's the flower from yesterday. Might as well show the green one while we're at it. The greenish blue. Bring it out, and there we go. I love this jewel tone. These are jewel tones, like I think they're aquatic. I always do have something cool to do, but today is going to be a little special. I have to make a pig. Our neighbor is always goes crabbing, so they have crab traps out in the Puget Sound, and they always bring us like 20 crabs or a bunch of crabs, a lot of them. And crab is expensive, but they just bring them because they're good neighbors. And she has a pet pig, and I'm going to make her a little pet pig out of glass. I think I'm going to do one like normal and then one that is flying pig. But the pig is in black and white. I got to pull up the photos of it. But it's kind of got black, white, and brown a little bit. It's not like a pink pig. Miss Vicious, thank you for the heart knee. How are you doing? Good to see you. Okay, we got that one all parked off to the side. And let's trim this one up. And that'll be the last flower to trim up at the moment. And then we do have the wolf. Again, that is up on auction. I think it ends today. I'm not sure. But if you go to thefieryguy.com, the wolf is up there on auction currently. It's been a while since I've made something like that. It's very close to about the size that I did when I made the set of 5 Labrador Retrievers. It's about that size, although the labs were a little bigger, I think. If I remember correctly, the labs were a tiny bit bigger. I think so. It's been a long time. It's been like 10 years since I made them. All right, we're going to cover a couple things real quick, too, from yesterday. I'm doing good, Miss V. Let's bring it in to side view real quick. And there we go. We got the flame. This is the bead from last night that we did in the glow-in-the-dark. You can see it's got the little spirals running through it. So this is the glow-in-the-dark bead. Now you can see it's got the hole running all the way through. There. Yeah, this thing will glow in the dark like mad crazy. And it's got the cute little corkscrew in there. So if you're a beader and you want a little focal bead, it's pretty big. But if you want a focal bead, that is one of the things. Kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, it's too light up for it to be bright. And this is the pen from yesterday that we finished off. Again, this is the silver fuming. You can see the coloring coming out. I have to put the insert in, but yeah. I like it. I think it came out good. Let's go back to normal view. There we are. So yeah, we definitely have to make a pig. The other thing I'm thinking of doing is I want to finish this guy off. I've had this for a very long time in here. So we've had this kind of just sitting there doing nothing for a while. This is one of the triple dolphin sets on the, you can see the dichro down in there. But I'm thinking I was going to mount it on a big glass base, but I like it on the ball. I think I'm going to do the acrylic base like that. So we'll mount it in there on one of those. And then the light can come through it. So if I do it that way, we can get the light through it. So I don't think there's anything left to do to it. But yeah, we're going to work. I think we'll mount this guy later today and put that up for sale as well. This is a big piece. This is heavy. Yeah, this one's heavy. And it has the dichro ball in the middle. I'm going to try and, let me zoom it in. Here we go. Boom. Bring that in. You can, well, the dichro is going to be hard to see in there. So it's got a little glitter ball right in there, but yeah, there's the dolphins. Not the best camera angle for that. It's too big. So yeah, we're going to mount this guy, I think, today. Put it at... This is heavy, though. Super heavy. I'm going to just put it way out of the way at the moment. Get to that one, and see what else I got floating back here. I don't know. I don't think I have any of those other projects. What's up, Ray? Jan. Yeah, dolphins are awesome. I like dolphins. Do I make any heady pieces? I do not. I don't do any heady pieces. I don't have a problem with the industry. It's just not my thing. All right, let's get these roses out of the way. We're going to go through a quick side view of them and put them away. So I'll show you yesterday's production, and we got to go from here. We got to get going. So this is flower number 1 we did yesterday. Going in. Going to grab number 2. This is that blue-green color that we got. That came out really well. These are all pre-sold from orders. And we got this guy. Same type of family, but a little bit different coloring. So this is the gold fuming. Get more of a purple pink out of this. Definitely has a little bit more purple hue to it. And one more greenish turquoisey color here. This one, again, that turquoise kind of blue-green look to it. Very exotic. I like that style. Running out of room again. Then one more of the pure gold fume with the... This has a little bit of silver built into it, so it's gold and silver. And there is all the coloring from yesterday's production. Last night. That's from last night's numbers. All right, so first things first, I think I'm going to start making the pig a little bit. We'll build up the white and add a little bit of black to it, and maybe just start the core of it. I got so much glass up here, I need to use it up. Okay. All that butane wasted. I don't use butane. I'm wasting propane. Yeah, all of that was fumed, correct. That was all fume. Thank you, Miss V. Yeah, it's not butane. I'm wasting oxygen and propane. Get it right. All right, here we go. Let's grab another one here. We're going to build up a lot of this white. It's kind of going to give me a little bit of a sense of how big of the pig we're going to make. I'm going to do it a pretty good size, I think. Thank you, Sandollar. Okay, we're going to bring this out, trim it up. All right, let's start compressing this white into a bigger chunk here. So this particular color, you want to start heating way out here. It needs a little bit of a preheat before you start really melting into it. It does not like to be thrown right up into the hot spot right away. And then once it starts heating up, then you can work it back down a little, because it's starting to heat up from the sides and not directly in the flame. Okay, here we go. We're just going to keep building this guy up. Going to take a lot of these little bits and do it. This is going to take a minute. Okay, a little bit more. Debating on whether I should dilute this down. It might be too dense. Okay, got that done. Going to add another one on here. Going to use some of it up. See, it still loves moving around. So you got to keep it moving. There we go. And let's get this finished. I think I'm going to dilute this down a little bit. So we're going to use a DeWalt drill with clear rods, and we're going to kind of dilute the color down a little bit. It's a little too dense. I want it a little softer. So if you've never seen the drill mixing portion of how you can change the color of your glass, this is a fun little project coming up. What's up, Groves? All right, so we're going to bring it in, and we're going to get the DeWalt drill. I think I have a large enough bit on it. I might have to change it out real quick, but the DeWalt drill is going to allow me to kind of reduce the color density by about 50%. Get a little softer look, and then when the black goes on there, it won't look so much like a abrasive yin and yang contrast. Okay, there we go. Burn it off up here. We might throw a little electrum in here, give it a little glitter. Because the pig it's white and black, a little bit of a brownish hue. Maybe we'll throw a little electrum in here. It might make it a little off color. So this will be an interesting little experiment for you guys. Here we go. We're going to go side camera because I can't do it any other way. So I'm going to show you the density of the white right now, okay? So see how bright that white is? Oops, sorry. And then we got this shimmer color right here. This is like a little bit of a grayish shimmer color. It looks like liquid metal. So we're going to take that white, we're going to dilute it down with clear and put a little bit of this color in here. Not much. Watch how little I put in here. Like that. That's all. Just that little stripe right there. And that's going to change the entire chemistry of the look by a lot. Okay, we had a little stubby in there. I need a little bit of a... Nope, too short. I need a chunky rod to put in the kiln, or put in this guy. Seriously? I don't have any spare rods here? You'll have to work. Uh-oh. Okay. So this is my handy dandy trusty DeWalt drill. We got the white in there, and we put a little bit of this grayish metallic-y looking glass in here. Just a little stripe of it. Like that. And we're going to change this entire color up by drill mixing the glass. So we're going to add a lot of clear to it. And this should get about double the size. For this, we are going to zoom in so you guys get a better view. And I think I found a mount for this. I might be able to mount this out here while I'm drill mixing. So I could have it way out here. You guys could see that, and I don't have to hold it. But that's how I see the world versus that. That's what my glasses do. They filter all that lighting like that. See? Total difference. And that's why I wear these funky looking Ray-Ban Metas. They have special lenses. And here we go. Oh, I forgot to punch in. Hold on. Let's punch in. And here we go. This will be a better view. If I could bring it out and show you guys kind of what's going on with it. You can see right here I'm folding it back onto itself again. So the key to this is get it super hot like this, bring it out, fold it onto itself a little bit, let it mix and bring it back in. Get it hot, let it fold back onto the next clear rod a little bit and bring it back in. So you rinse and repeat this process over and over and over. Now this molten glass right now is at about 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Got to keep it in a very, very fluid state, or the glass rods will snap and fly right at my face. But while that may make an epic YouTube video, I don't want it to happen. Actually, I need to make a lot more than this. Hold on. Got to separate this real quick. So one of the things that's happening right now, this rod's getting short. The radiating heat coming off this is starting to ignite my hand. I'm going to bring it out here. You're going to see right around my hand there, it's starting to get well done in pink. So you see all that red happening? That is the radiant heat coming off of the glass itself. So that's why we're going to extend this onto a larger rod. A little more mass to it. Oh man, this may blow up. So I don't care if this glass is cracked right here, because we're going to remix it anyway. So not a big deal. And there we are. So let me just melt this down a little bit more, and we'll get back to drill mixing here. So this is going to be a really nice color when we're all done. I can already tell it's got a little bit of a kind of a grayish hue to it, which is exactly what I wanted. So we're going to be working on a custom pig, PIG pig. This is for a neighbor who brings us fresh crab when they go crabbing. And they bring us a lot. And she has a pet pig. So we're going to I'm going to make her a pig. What's up, Sparkling Diva? Yeah, Sparkling Diva, you're in Texas, right? Yeah. Dallas, Fort Worth. All right, here we go. So we're going to really mix this in now. This allows me a lot of room to be able to do this. So I can bring it out. You guys can see it kind of, see how it just twists and folds like that. I do like the view for that. We're going to come up here, grab a little bit more of that clear. Oop, see? Just told you, it gets a little cold, and that happens. Now, luckily, I know how to handle that, but that's what I was telling you. If you are a new glass blower and you're trying this, wear a shield. First time I did this for about a month, I wore a shield. Yeah, a little bit more, just a tiny bit. Tiny bit more. Okay. Mixing it all in. So this is a custom mix. That's how you do it. Then we're going to separate the attachment right here. Park this guy off to the side. That's a long stretch in the morning. And we're going to just use a piece of tubing. Grip it here, lock it in. After I lock this in right here, I'll bring the flame back out and we'll do the full pull on a larger screen, larger camera view. But I wanted you guys to see that up close, in case you're ever curious about it. Then we pull down just a little bit right here, just to get that rod started. We're going to bring it back up. And there we go. All right, now we're going to pull it down into a usable rod. And while that's cooling off, we will move on to another project temporarily. What's my favorite color to work with? Amber purple. Amber purple is my favorite color that is manufactured. My ultimate favorite color is my own glow-in-the-dark glass. I created the very first, the very first borosilicate glow-in-the-dark glass named BoroGlow. It is currently being marketed and sold by North Star Glassworks. Which is pretty awesome, actually. But yeah, that is one of my favorite colors, is the glow-in-the-dark glass. In fact, we may make something glow-in-the-dark right now while this is cooling. I just talked to Abe over at North Star, and I think we're going to do an online tutorial of how to use it, like a live stream. So I can walk people through as I'm live streaming. If you have a question on how I use it or why I do things a certain way with it, I can answer those questions. All right, so we just took that tiny little bit of glass, diluted it down with clear, and we made this color here. I'm going to show you the difference between raw form and a mixed down version. And there's two important factors for why this is important. One, it gives you an option to make other colors. Okay, that's option number one of why it's important. Option number two and reason number two is because colored glass is super expensive. So as you start making it, that's going to be a little, this is still super hot. Let me bring this out here. Use this one as an example. So we're going to use a side view. I'll show you exactly what we're talking about here. So these two are the two whites I used. Or I made one. So this is the dense version that I had there. And then this is what I melted it down into. You can see it's a little softer out here versus that. It's a little bit softer version of that. Okay? But most importantly from this factor is we were able to take two of, let me pull back to normal camera. We were able to take two of these skinny rods like this with a lot of clear, get that same color and make that. So this is twice as thick and 3 times longer than all of that. So we took these two little bits and basically built an entire usable glass rod that is visually kind of hard to tell. But that just took the cost of that glass. That white glass is $68 a pound. And I just diluted it with 50% clear, so it took it down to about $34 a pound. Yeah, so I recycle a lot. Suggestions on budget-conscious beginner torches. Yeah, Mark Lopez. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I am actually creating a course on beginning lamp working. Sorry, I should probably get working. On beginning lamp working, I'm creating I don't know if you guys are familiar with the School app, SKOOL. So I'm going to be using that as my resource for it. Like to go over which torches and why. But right now, if you were to ask me right now, you got the links, which is this torch right here. So this is called this particular flame with just none of the extra rings around it. It's a little torch. The Glass Torch Technologies links. It's a fantastic torch. It can make up to 2-inch marbles. So it can make this guy no problem. Okay. We can make this on that torch, no problem. But it's $500. Okay. It's expensive. Somewhat. If you have a little bit more money, I would go with the Bedlam Bravo. Bedlam Bravo is a fantastic torch. Let me pull this little bit out of here. And you're looking at about $900 to $1,000 for that. Now, if both of those are out of your budget, let me grab one extra thing. I'm sorry. I'm answering Mark's question because he sent a super chat, and I'm going to answer his question. So there's something called the National 3A. And if you're going to get a National 3A torch, it's very inexpensive. They're like $60. And I'll show you why it's super important for that. So this is a small tip. You can look how red my hands are from that pull. And you can see it has multiple little ports in there, okay? And it's a screw-on tip like that. You can also get it with small ports like that. So you can do a 6 or 8 hole tip. I don't know if they have any bigger ones, but we're talking to Dragonfly Creation about making, her husband making bigger pieces like this, or even this guy. So that right there, that tip right there is a monster tip. It will melt an incredible amount of glass, like 3-inch glass, easy. And then it just fits onto a National 3A. So the National torch is fantastic. It's loud. It's very loud. And Dragonfly Creation is also working on prototypes of a torch like a National. But I would do a National. If your budget is under $250, buy a National with tips. So I would definitely go National. Yeah, the Bravo is an incredible torch for what it is. I highly recommend the Bravo all the time. All right, we're going to make a glow-in-the-dark pen real quick. So this will be glow-in-the-dark. We're going to add color to it, though. So this is the glow-in-the-dark glass here, just so you guys can see how it glows. See how it's kind of turquoisey there? So it'll have this turquoise look to it, and we're going to add color. And this will be a ballpoint pen, replaceable with Bic inserts. How big do you think a Red Max will do? Red Max will do pretty big. I mean, you could do 2.5 probably, but the Red Max is going to suck up a lot of gas. So the thing about the Bedlam Bravo is it's not a gas hog. The Lynx is not a gas hog. The National is a little bit of a gas hog, and the Red Max is definitely a gas hog. So while you save money buying a Red Max, you'll spend 10 times the amount in oxygen over time, without a doubt. Now, if you're doing a National with the multiple tips, if you're doing small stuff, you can just change out to a small tip. Dr. Dab, nothing wrong with an alpha if you're just beginning. I don't have any problem with you getting an alpha. You know, you can sell your alpha and get a Bravo later. It's perfectly fine. I don't insult people or judge them based on what they can afford for equipment, because everybody's got a different budget, and you buy what you can afford, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, there are a lot of snooty people out there that, you know, if you don't have a Carlisle or a GTT or something, they get all snooty with you. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You know, every torch is capable. There we go. Pop that open. You know, it's not the torch, it's the operator. Okay, we're going to bring this here. So we opened this up like that. We got an open tube now. We're going to take the glow-in-the-dark glass. So this is the glow-in-the-dark glass. It's in a powder form. I can't tip it too much. It's going to fall over. It's in a powder form. A lot of people ask me, why do you use it in a powder form? Because I'm able to spread the color out super even in here, fast, efficiently, and I don't have a lot of waste. So if I had to stripe it with glow-in-the-dark glass rods, it'd be a pain in the butt. This way, you just take a little scoop like this. And here's the main thing too. Watch where I place everything. So I bring the rod down to the powder, like this. Okay, there are two reasons I do this. One, it eliminates a lot of spill. Okay? Eliminates a lot of spillage. Two, if it does spill, you're not getting glass powder everywhere. It just goes 1/2 inch. I see so many people putting frit up high, and it drives me insane. So always bring your piece down to your frit or your powder. Don't bring the powder up here. So watch again. Bring it down. Start on the inside. And you just smooth it out like that. Oh, except for when it blows out the end. All right, so we're going to go a little side view. I'll show you kind of what we got going on. So now you can see there's a little few highlight spots, but for the most part, it's pretty coated in there. Then you look at it directly in, you can see that it's coated all the way in that way. Okay. So there it is in there. Now, if I wanted to get a denser color, I would for sure keep adding more in there. And I'll show you the tool that I use. There it is. So this is a little tool like that, just a little scooper. Now I use this one particular for the small tubing. On large tubing, this is my go-to right here, my spoon. I call it my matrix spoon. Every time I see this, I think of the Matrix. But it has a little bit of a curvature, some ridges in there. That's what grips the powder. So just a little tip right there, pro tip. Okay, let's get this guy finished up a little bit. So we're going to close this off. Just going to scoop it back down, pull everything dead center. Now when you're done, when you're working with powders and frits, they tend to become dislodged after a while. So always take the side after you seal the bottom and just tap, so that anything that is down there grips onto that bottom end. Because there's nothing worse than trying to blow something out this way and having, 2,000 degree powder running into your mouth. That very much sucks. Ask me how I know. Jace wants you to know he is what? Oh, what's up, Jace? How you doing, Jace? Good to see you. We are going to work on some glow-in-the-dark. I'll show you a glow-in-the-dark glass rod that I have. And yeah, I am going to work on a glow-in-the-dark glass flower. Except I think the first flower I make out of glow-in-the-dark glass is going to be an iris. Ask me how I know. Yeah, because I had 2,000 degree frit running down my mouth. That's why I chew gum. People always think I'm chewing gum to be rude. Nope. It's because these little ends, any glass bits that fly into your mouth by accident, the gum will catch it, and you don't have to worry about it like impeding into your teeth, your gums, or going down your throat. All right, so we're melting everything in right now. And what I'm working on right now is a blown glass pen. This will contain the insert from a regular Bic pen. There we go. Right now I'm just melting all that glow-in-the-dark glass in there. I'll tell you what, since Jace is watching the live stream, I don't remember, how old is Jace? Yep, gum catches anything rolling. That's why I chew gum. People always think I'm being rude or something. It's a safety thing for me. It catches any glass shards that can fly in your mouth. From the ends or anything. Okay, so since Jace is watching, we're going to actually put googly eyes on this one. He's 6. All right, Jace, we're putting googly eyes on. I love having kids watch. I think it's an amazing process when kids are interested in glass blowing or lamp working. I love sparking interest. And there we go. So now we have the glow-in-the-dark glass inside that tube. It's all sealed up right now. It's melted in. Going to bring it back out. We're going to add some uranium on it. So we're going to do uranium stripes on here. For those of you who don't know, uranium is a blacklight reactive glass. It will light up under black light like that. And we're going to add uranium glass stripes on here. Let's bring it up close so you guys can see all. Let's get up close and personal here. Up close and personal. So this is going to be a blown glass pen, and it is refillable with regular Bic pen inserts. So just your normal Bic pen. Take the insert out and slide it into this one. And that way you can choose any color you want. Even the tips come a little bit different. Some of them have gold tips, some of them black tips, some have blue. That's right, the future of glass blowing. I think kids are amazing. I really do. I think that kids are like super awesome to have around when you're showing this stuff. They always have cool questions too. You know, of course you get the how hot is it question, without a doubt. Sorry, I need some Mountain Dew. I'm like getting super thirsty real quick. And I need the caffeine hit. So, little Mountain Dew. I apologize for doing this on screen, but hey. It is what it is. All right, so we got the glow in the dark. We got the uranium on here. Let's put some, let's do some black sparkles. This will look really good. Do some black sparkles, then we're going to make this guy with some googly eyes on it. Yeah, kids ask really cool questions most of the time. Anybody want to guess what the funniest question a kid asked me? I'll let you guys throw out the most random thing you can think of for a kid to ask. Put it in chat. What you think the most random, craziest question a kid has asked? And I will give you a hint. It made me laugh my ass off. It really, really did. Here we go. All right, so we got the uranium in there, we got the black galaxy in there, and we got the glow in the dark underneath. So we're going to pull this down and spiral it up. And break that off. Kid probably asks if you have your hair on fire. Nope. If you can eat that. Nope. I gave you a little bit of a hint. Gave you a little hint when I said the little part. No, that's not even funny, Smokey J House. So the funniest thing was, do you inhale? No. So the funniest question that I had a kid ask, I think they were 6th graders. I think it was 6th grade because we were doing homeschool tours during COVID. So the kids could get out into an art class. We did homeschool tours where parents would group together and bring all their kids around. Anyway, so I think it was 6th grade. So he asked me, if I fart while working, will my butt catch on fire? I literally lost it. He's like, if you fart while glassblowing, will your butt catch fire? I was like, I could not even help it. But technically, it was a good question. All right, here we go. We're going to start spiraling this down. I guess he had just seen the movie Jackass, where they were lighting stuff on fire, and he put 2 and 2 together. One of the Jackass, I don't remember which one that was in, but technically kind of a legitimate question. And there we go. So we got a nice spiral on there. Oh, a little bent. But yeah, I thought that was I literally lost it. Glow in the dark, safe to drink from? Yes. Glow in the dark glass is completely stable, just like any other glass. Everything is built into the matrix of the glass. 100% safe. In fact, there's no uranium in my glow in the dark. I know kids are awesome. That's why I said I like working around kids. They just make me laugh. We're going to grab this guy. So we're going to kind of spin this off at the end here. All right, so we got the pen started off. We got the colors bouncing through. We'll bring it up close. Here we go. Side view real quick. So this is the uranium glass, the black. We got a nice spiral. We got the glow in the dark running down it. Got a nice little termination at the end. And we're going to take that and throw some googly eyes on. Let's go. Actually, we're going to do some really cool eyeballs on here. Let's do it. I normally don't do glass tutorials, but you know what? Today we're going to do a little bit of a tutorial. Haha. So we're going to take this brass tool that has a little bit of a, it's an open-ended, okay, it's just brass tubing. And I'm going to show you how to do cool googly eyes on here. Oh, I forgot. Got to put a hole in it. Got to do this or I can't finish it. Wow, that's thick. All right, so we'll show you what we have there. Got a little hole going in it. So without that hole, I would not be able to finish this piece. Now, normally I put a little bit of a kickstand on there, which is just a little knob like this, so they don't roll off tables. But in this case, it's not going to be just a marble. We're going to put some googly eyes, and then when I go to finish this off, we'll preheat it, and we'll put a little nose in between the googly eyes. So I'll cover that hole up with a nose. I'm thinking about making this a gnome. Putting a little gnome hat on it. Or a wizard hat. A wizard hat would be fun. There we go. All right, we are going to have to use the side view for this next part. I apologize that it's going to have to be that. But, okay, so now you can see we just got two blobs right there, okay? Kind of like that Pickle Rick look. And then this is the brass tool here that I use. You can see it's open-ended like that. So we're going to heat each ball up separately. And you take your brass tool, push in and up. This is old school. So like this is super, super old school trick right here. Now you can see, look at that. See how much more how it defined the eyeballs instead of just putting a black dot there? We now have some definition. We're going to take a little black and put it right on that little dot. Melt that right in. And if it gets too out of control, you can remelt it with the brass tool. And now you can see we got there's some definition in there. You got eyebrows and all that. You can even put eyebrows on it, so you can take the top portion and put eyebrows on it. Okay, I'm going to warm this up. We're going to build a little wizard hat for it. And I'm going to send this dragonfly, I'm going to send this to Jace. I'll send it to you in your box. I'm just going to, since Jace is, I haven't seen him in a while on here. Okay, we're going to take the shimmer color and mix it into a blue hat. I'll put it in your box. I already got your box sealed, but I'll open it up and drop it in there. Not going to make a difference. I got your box and Grove's box all set to go. So let's make a little wizard hat. I forgot to go to the front view. I'm so sorry. Forgot to change it up. What's up, James? How are you? What's up, Red Squeak? All right, let's go back to front view. And there we go. Sorry about that. I forget sometimes which view I'm in. Thank you for the confetti, Miss V. It's so good seeing you on here. Okay, a little bit more. Try not to melt everything in the sun here. Grab this. So we're going to make a little bit of a wizard hat for that pen. Okay, we got to drill mix this real quick. It's not mixing as well as I wanted by hand. Let's drill mix it up real quick. Just get it. Okay, pro tip, by the way, too, if you do any drill mixing, always move your drill away from the bench, because any little glass shards that hit that battery, and you're going to have a bad day. A very bad day. All right, let's pull it up close. Here we go. Let's start making a hat. So first thing is we got to lock it in place here. You don't want to start melting right away because it'll pull from here, not there. Yeah, we definitely had a lot of people from Kevin's live. Well, Kevin deserves to have a really good showing. He's a good person. Okay, so we're going to take it here and we're going to pull it down. Nice and slow. You can even let it kind of gravity drip a little. Okay, we're going to pull it extra long. So you got to go longer than you think you need. Always overshoot how much you think you need. You can always remove extra glass. It's easier to remove extra than it is to add not enough. I hope that made sense. Okay, we're going to grab this here. Do I have any amber purple here? Oh, I do. Haha, I do. So we're going to do amber purple. So this hat's going to have a custom ridge around it. So we're going to park some amber purple on the end. And this will go right around the whole rim of the hat, the wizard hat. We're going to add just a bit more. There we are. And then tip number 2, if you want your amber purple to really show up really good, back it with white. So we're going to add some white on here. It's a little short there. All right, let's put some white underneath it. It doesn't have to go all the way to the outside either, just a little bit. Not a lot. Okay, about like that. So I'm going to do the wizard hat. We're going to make the actual brim of the hat on the side view. You'll definitely get a better experience from watching it on that side. So let's go ahead and shift over right now. So you can see we got the white right at the tip there. In that little section, that orangey looking yellow color is the amber purple, and then we got the blue for the rest of it, okay? We're going to heat it up and smash it down a little. Like that, okay? So that is the beginning. You can see the white is not going all the way to the edge. I don't want it going all the way out there. I want the amber purple to be the focus. This is a wizard hat for a pen we just started working on. And then we're going to take regular needle nose pliers. We're just going to go around the edge. Somebody was asking me if this part is fun, and the answer is yes. That part is hella fun. Okay, now we got the hat kind of running around like that. So you can see we kind of formed a little bit of a hat right there. And we're going to angle it down just slightly. There we go. I'm just going to let it kind of droop naturally now. Like that. One little spot here gives me a problem. There. The other little, I don't know what that is. Oh, neighbors. Now the other little trick and tip here is if you want to give it just a little bit more character, you can come around and take your tool, just kind of give it a little bit of some edges here. I was losing my grip there. There we go. All right, so now we got a hat going for the wizard. We're going to come back up to main view. Here we go. Going to grab the pen. We're going to fuse them together. Now what's nice about this is I'm going to be able to separate the pen with this hat attachment up here. So now we got googly eyes and a wizard hat. Hopefully this is not too cold. We'll check it up high. If this gets too cold, it has a possibility of cracking. That's what I want to avoid right now. So far, so good. Now, I would not be able to do this without that hole where the nose is going to go. If there was no hole up there, this would not work. I'm so sorry for doing that on live. Okay, we're going to trim it off just about to here. So now we just have to make the insert for the pen. Got to let this cool off a little bit or it just will keep pulling. I need to get it super thin right at the tip up there. We just keep pulling it down till it gets smaller, smaller, smaller. And it creates this tiny little tip at the end right there. There's barely any glass on there. So we're going to snip that off. Like that. Bring it out. Hopefully it opened up a little bit. Yep. Gonna have to do this in stages. Then this is the tool I use. It fits the Bic pen just absolutely perfect. A little too loose there. Perfect. All right, so now we have the majority of it done. We're going to park it back in the kiln real quick. I'll bring it back out and we'll put the nose on there, maybe a happy face, but yeah. Got to get it warmed back up though. Definitely got to get that warmed up. Yeah, it takes a Bic insert. I don't know if I have one handy. I should have a bunch of them up here, but I don't think I do. Let me see. I might have one nearby. My bench is a mess. Total mess. No, I don't right now. I'll grab one later. At least I don't think I have one nearby. Nope, I don't have one handy. I'll have to grab them. I should have them out here. All right, let's go ahead and start working on the body for the pig. So this is the white we made earlier, and we're going to start using it up. Before we do that, though, I am going to actually check something here. I want to see the coloring of the pig. What the hell? Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm looking up. I'm just trying to find a photo real quick. I'm so sorry. Yep, I can't find it. I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's go ahead and get this pig body started. We'll add the black and the colors in a little bit. Oh, little crack there. That's okay. So we're going to build the pig body up real quick. And then I'll try and get the colors in a little bit here. I have it kind of in my memory what the colors were, but not 100% sure. So this first one will be a small pig with a pig with wings. So we'll do her first version as a pig with wings. And here we go. All right, so we're starting on the body. We're going to bring it through. Actually, I can punch back out. You guys don't need to be up that close with it. We're going to build the back end of the body first, like this. And then this is where I'll put the head separately onto it. But now I get to attach it to the back end. So that'll be the buttocks of the pig. And again, her pig is black and white, although I think it's more black, brown, white, like an off color brown. That's why I don't want to go too far on it right now. I'm just going to build the head and the basic structure of the pig before I have the photographs in front of me. Almost like a portrait. Okay, we're going to build the head for the pig real quick. I should have ran this through the kiln. It's definitely doing its little cracky bit. Okay, we're going to bring it in. There we go. So we're building the basics of the pig real quick. So like this is the body structure, the head, and then we'll start adding a few details to it. And once I have the coloring done, we can manipulate it further. I'll punch it in a little bit so y'all can see it a little better, a little tighter. So we got the pig body started right there. We got the head going. And we're going to add a little character to the head. I'm going to start with the little bottom section where the mouth is. And again, this isn't super accurate as far as exactly what a pig looks like. It's just kind of my interpretation of how to add character to it. Okay, next step, we got the little jaw formation there. We're going to add the jowls. Jowls are super important. Bring it down. Go off to the other side, add them there. And we got to put the pig nose on. So this one I over-exaggerate a little bit, because it is one of the main features. So we're going to give it a lot of oomph and then give it a little flattening right there. Now you can see we got the head starting to take shape. So we got the little jowls facing on the bottom. Got the pig nose going right there. So that is the bottom section where the jaw is. We don't have the eyes or the ears on there yet, but we got the body structure started and we have room to do the rest of it. So we're going to park that in the kiln and finish off the little pen that we made for Jace. Ooh, had a little cracking issue. Well, that sucks. All right, got to fix. The hat cracked. So now you guys get to see a repair. See, this is real time. I don't hide anything. Grip it there. So we're just going to lock it in place real quick. Give it a little quick tack right there. Around to here. And attach it there. These are temporary welds. So I'll show you how to fix cracks. Here we go. We'll bring it out to the side view. I'll show you where we're at. Let me see if I can bring it close enough. We might not be able to get it in a good enough view here. Oh, no, there we go. So that little attachment right there is one spot where it cracked, and then we got the other side running right there. So it kind of cracked right in between there. And we're just going to put it back together like Humpty Dumpty. You just get it super hot. Start from the bottom, kind of fusing things in. Then we're going to bring it all the way around, heat up the whole back end. Move the little weld spot that I had on there. Okay, so the hat had cracked, misshape, gave it a little bit of a different shape. So we're going to grab our needle nose pliers again, just kind of come through and give it a few corrections. Right back at it. So once it's all fused together, you can come right back at it and just repunch it down. And now we're right back to normal again. Now, once I get the thing rebuilt, it'll look good. So we're going to park it back in the kiln. It got too cold where I'm going to put the nose. And we'll come back at that afterwards. Oh, I was going to show the actual glow-in-the-dark glass. So this is part of the glow-in-the-dark glass rods that we have built over time. It's a little thicker version. Let me turn this down. It's a little loud. I'll bring it in and you can see the glow effect for it. You can even see it starting to glow even in daylight. It still has that hue to it. You can kind of see that greenish turquoisey color. I hope you can. My glasses are filtering out, but yeah, that is the glow-in-the-dark glass. You can maybe there. So yeah, super bright, incredibly bright, almost as bright as uranium glass. In fact, we'll grab a piece of uranium, park them next to each other. I'm going to have to do this side view because I can't get in front of the camera this way. So there is uranium and glow. You can see the glow is just as bright as the uranium. So that is the glow in the dark, that is uranium. And you can see that glow definitely hitting. You can see it's still glowing even in the daylight. So yeah, that is what I think we're going to make a flower out of. I don't want to do that. I was going to make an amber purple one, but I have a different version of amber purple that I want to try that with. Thank you, Boogeyman. Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Good save, yeah. Well, it works. Okay, next on the agenda. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find this this pig. I just want to see if I can find it. Nope. Nope. 1 second. I'm just looking for one. I'm going to try and find this pig photograph. And I'm having a hell of a time finding it. I'm going to give it 2 more seconds for scrolling. And if I can't find it, then look for it later. Okay, I'll have to look for it later. Can't do it right now. Okay, we're going to work on one more glow-in-the-dark glass pen and go from there. Finish everything else up. This one is just going to be a straight-up glow-in-the-dark glass pen. We'll probably add the little corkscrew in it like that. So this one has a tiny little corkscrew up high. I think I'm going to do the corkscrew in the middle this time. We'll park it way up high in the middle of the pen so it has like a little ball in the middle. Like a little beaded, almost like it has a bead in the middle. It'd be kind of fun to do that. It's a good look. I haven't done one of these in a very, very long time. All right, we're going to bring this down. Okay. Separate here. So this is going to be a glow-in-the-dark glass pen, kind of like this one is, but we're going to move the corkscrew from the top of the pen. We're going to put it directly in the middle. And I don't know, we might do something funky on the top. Let's go ahead and pop this open. There we go. Little bubble. Open this up just a tiny bit. Then we're going to add the glow-in-the-dark glass in here. Again, always bring your raw material, your tubing down to the powders or frit. Don't try and bring frit up to the flame. I see so many people making mistakes like that. So you get your tubing hot, you bring your piece down to here. Okay, here we go. So we're all preheated, and we're going to drop it in. And we're going to smooth all this out. So this is the glow-in-the-dark glass. This is not the uranium. Uranium glows under blacklight only. This will glow under blacklight and in the dark. So it does best of both worlds. A little bit more. There we are. We're all good. So the inside of the tube, we'll bring this up close for a second. I love this camera angle for this. So the inside of the tube is now coated with all that glow-in-the-dark glass on the inside. We use the powder form, so it allows me to spread it super even. Get a nice even coating on there. Punch it back out. And that's the thing, that's why I like the powder, because you can bring it back out. It makes it super even. You don't have to worry about coating it on the outside and getting these uneven streaks running through it, unless that's the look you want for it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to attach a holding rod to the end. All right, we're going to start melting this entire piece in. And then after we melt everything in, then we'll create the corkscrew. No. So right now we're going to melt everything in. Because that powder's just kind of loosely stuck on there. It's not fused in. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually fusing the entire piece up, getting all those little tiny powdery chunks stuck to the inside of the wall. Okay, I think we're good to go right there. Give it a little air pressure. Like that. All right, we're going to come up close for this. We're going to bring it into a close view. Like this. So right there, I'm just kind of sealing it up a little bit, thickening that little portion up right there so that when I go to finish this whole thing, it doesn't like wobble all over the place. Okay, all the focus is going to be in this middle section here. We're going to work on this middle section, and that's where we're going to put the corkscrew in there. And it either is going to look awesome or I'm going to have to throw it away. I have different frit color. I have tons of frit, yeah. But this one is in particular a glow in the dark, like not uranium glow in the dark, but true glow in the dark. Okay, let's get it. Let's get this corkscrew done. Bring it down. I need that a little hotter. No. There we go. All right, you can see right there, the hot spot. Here we go. Okay, we're going to open that back up. So we've got a big enough opening in there. It turned out good. We're good to go. I don't know if you guys can see that little corkscrew jamming around in there now. Like that. Actually, I could bring it probably right down there. So we got a tiny little spiral running through the middle of the piece now. Let's go ahead and get this into a pen. Okay, we're going to bring it out and down. And there we are. Then we're going to go to the back end and do the same thing, stretch it way out. So the focal point will be on that center corkscrew. It's kind of like the focal point of this piece. I think we're going to do some fun up at the top up here. We're going to create some a little pattern up here, a tie-dye, amber purple, metallic-y looking sparkle up at the top. Kind of just make it really cool looking. And there we are. That little corkscrew took a while to figure that out. How do you make the spiral? I was just thinking that, L to the B, you and I, sitting there thinking about it. Daisy Girl, it is for sale. Yeah, it is absolutely for sale. Yeah, I was just going to explain that, L to the B. You're always like, kind of in my head. It's all good. Okay, so we got the corkscrew running through there. It's a little bit of a technique that I developed by accident. That was one of my happy little accidents where I got really, really angry at the piece. I mean, super angry. And I just started mashing the glass up, super pissed off at it. Sorry for my language. I was super mad at it. So I just started twisting it up. And I threw it on the ground. All right, let's get this amber purple. I can't find the little shiver. The shimmer. I got a little bit over here, but there was a little tiny nub of it somewhere. But anyway, so I got super mad at it and started tossing it. And when I came back after I cooled off for a little bit, the corkscrew was sitting there staring at me. I was like, okay, I get it. I will take the hint. Oh, there's the shimmer. So yeah, that corkscrew was actually developed out of anger. It was like one of those frustrating parts. All right, let's add the shimmer on here. So this is going to be kind of like a little tie-dye top up here. We're going to throw a little bit of amber purple, some red, blend it all together in a tie-dye pattern. So I'm just going to add a little bit more amber purple on here. Now about half of this color is going to come off. This will be too thick for it. So we got a bunch of amber purple on there. Let's grab some red Elvis. I just saw red Elvis somewhere. Nope. You are not red Elvis. Nope. Oh yeah, you are. So this is the red Elvis I was referring to. It's a very dark red. We're going to add it in just a little bit. It's just going to highlight stuff a little. Okay, we got that on there. We're going to take some clear, mix it up, get that tie-dye pattern done, and finish this guy off. So right now I'm adding all these little tiny spirals in here. It's literally like finger painting with molten glass. There we are. Now would be a good time I could bring the filter out as well. So this filter is exactly the material that's in my glasses. And we're going to bring it in and bring it out. Daisy Girl, thank you for the confetti and the Go Popular. All right, see? That's how I could see what's going on in the fire. Otherwise, I would not be able to see what the heck is going on. So we bring it out here like this. We're going to grab it up here. We're going to pull it down just a little bit. Get it to blend in. Pull it down a little. So I'm trying to make it kind of look like a little candle. So like the tip of this will be a flame. So just kind of like this little candle look. I don't want it to be a candle, just close to it. Pull that down. All right, last step. It should be able to cut off right here. All right, I've got to do it the hard way. Oh, that's pretty thick. I'm not going to fight that. All right, let's see if that does it. Nope. How far down are you there, buddy? No, that's pretty thick. All right, we're going to go to plan B. I don't want to lose this shape. Oh, no, there's the hole. All right, it's there. Yeah, that's all I needed to do. Nope. It lied to me. This thing is just messing with me now. All right, let's just pull it down. Definitely plan B motion here. Pull it down to a semi-tip here. I'll add the secondary section on here. Right now I just want to kind of melt this color in a little bit, get the coloring happening good. All right, we're going to go to side view so I can kind of show you the coloring of what's happening with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I can already tell you it is fantastic for color. But there's the corkscrew running through it. And right now, it's just now starting to show its beauty here. So it kind of has that wood grain effect. Now we're going to get it a little more purpley as it sits in the kiln a little bit. It's going to get darker and better. But it has a really nice contrast there. Yeah, it'll be nice when it's all done. But we're going to park it in the kiln temporarily. And then we're going to finish off the Google Eye hat piece. Going to add a uranium nose on here. So this will be for Jace. Oops, sorry. I forgot we were on front. We've got the nice little eyeballs going, glow-in-the-dark uranium wizard hat. We'll pull that off at the top, and it'll look 10 times better once it cools off. But that is the goofy-eyed Google Eye wizard hat. Yeah, I like that one. The side view is really nice. Yeah, I've got 3 different cameras all set up. We're actually going to be doing a lot more views very soon. Next day or 2, we're doing that. I have to tear my PC apart, but it'll be good. Yeah, I have to physically tear my PC apart just a little bit. So we're going to work on this one later too. I don't think there's anything I need to do with it. So this is a dolphin set. Here, I was going to make it a wine glass, but I'm not going to do that. It's too big. Way too big. And we're going to put a acrylic base underneath it. So that way it'll light up under a light base. But yeah, this is the triple dolphin set with the dichroic ball in the middle. And it was going to be a wine glass. Like I said, I was going to put the goblet there up here and but it'd be way too big. I mean, it'd be a monster piece. So anyway, we're going to turn this into just a tabletop sculpture. Looks fantastic as well. And I'm thinking about making a giant schnauzer. So we got the wolf here. This one, by the way, is on auction. I'm thinking about making a giant schnauzer sculpture about the size of the wolf, maybe a little bigger, and make a full-blown giant schnauzer like Fritz, which would be kind of cool. I like that idea. All right, let's finish off the pen that has the candle flame to it. We're going to park a little side hole in there so I can finish it off later. Oops, ouch, crap, that was hot. See, it doesn't look like it, but right where my thumb's kind of pointing. It's about 1100, 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot as hell. That's the problem with this type of glass, is it does not show. So we're going to park a little side hole in here, and I'll cover it back up after I'm done. Come on. Man, this piece is thick. It's not going to break. Wow, any day now. How thick are you? Yeah, I didn't think it was that thick. Finally. So I'll show you on a side view. The hole is minute. We'll fix it after I get this thing detached. On the bottom where the insert goes, you can see the tiny little hole right there. We'll cover that up after a while, but I'm going to show you the coloring that's already happening. See, we're starting to get some blues and purples coming through. So it's getting better and better with color. There's the little hole. We'll cover that completely up after I get the insert part detached. So this is the projects where you go into stages and you start building things in stages. You build part of a pen, park it in the kiln, build another pen, and you kind of rotate back and forth. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the pens are just kind of fun. I've had like really good success making those things. What time is it? All right, 11:40. I need to take a short break. We've been live for 2 hours exactly right now. Wow. Okay, so give me a little bit. Come back. I need to find the photos of the pig that we're going to make. So I need to do that. I want to get this pig done. So I need to find the photos. That's why I want to take a break too, so I can go in, look at the photos, and figure it out and get that part done. All right, I will see you all in just a little bit, probably about a half hour. I'm going to grab a quick bite to eat too. So I will